he's not responsible. Even his insurance company told him they weren't responsible because he didn't know his cows had gotten out. That's your defense.
Partially, ma'am, yes.
That's part of your defense. What's the other part?
Well, the state, Your Honor, was negligent. They cut the fence when they were surveying a right-of-way for the highway. They didn't tell us. They didn't fix it. They're required by law to maintain, erect, and keep that fence in good working order. Obviously, had we known the fence had been cut, the cows would have been locked in the barn that evening. It was a storm that night. You know, it was very blusterous. Calves got out. We didn't know that the cows were out on the highway until the state trooper knocked on our door and told us that one of our cows had been hit on the highway.
Well, then it sounds to me as if you have a good lawsuit against the state.
Could be, Your Honor.
Could be. Because certainly, as between you and Mr. Carter, you're responsible for the damage to his car.
Actually, Your Honor, in the area that we live, it's open range. Cattle are allowed to run free as long as they're not inside the city limits of an incorporated city or town where we live.
Well, but then you take the risk, sir. Your cows can roam free if that's what you say the law is where you live. But if your cows cause damage, then you can't say, well, I have a law that lets my cows walk around and go wherever they want, even if they go around and trample on other people's property. Now, if I were to believe what you said, sir, then I would have to believe that if all your cows, let's say you had a herd of 150 cows, and they all got out and they came to Bird's house, and they decided they wanted to go through Bird's house to the backyard to get to whatever pasture was back there, and they knocked down the front door, and they went into the house, and they left gifts for Bird all over the house, and then they got into the backyard, and they destroyed his backyard, and they destroyed his pool, and your response would be, cows are allowed to be range-free. They're allowed to go wherever they want to go in the county where I live. And you personally would not be responsible for the destruction of Bird's house. Is that what you're telling me?
That is exactly what the law says where we live, ma'am. Yes.
That's not possible, sir.
I have a copy of the law, ma'am, if you'd like to read it.
Absolutely. I would like to see a copy of the law that says...
Yes. Where we live, Your Honor,
No.
Excuse me.
No.
Have you been cheated? Go to JudgeJudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Sir, it says all territory not so designated shall be lawful to permit cattle, horses, mules, or donkeys to run at large. Well, that's fine, sir, as long as they don't cause any damage. If you choose to allow your cattle, horses, mules, donkeys to run free range and they don't hurt anything or anybody, bully for you. But if one of your cattle, horses, mules, or donkeys kills a child playing in their backyard by stampeding through the backyard, guess who's responsible? That would be you, not the county. Because this doesn't say you're not responsible for any damage. This just says you can do it. So that's the law, Mr. Harwood. That's all. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. It is my job to interpret the law. I have done that. I see what the law is, but the law does not say you are not responsible for the consequences of damage that your animals cause. Now, you're responsible for the damage that your cow, which I'm pleased is okay, did to his car by being out of your control and in the middle of a road which you do not own. You don't own the road, right?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. Value of the car, please.
$875.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $875. Thank you, that's all.